would like your finest burger with extra DQ sauce. The year 2020 is full of surprises, and this week was no exception. I'm a little bloated, and welcome to the Weekly Giggity. Let's get into some news and notes, shall we?
News and notes!
Kevin fucked himself with the cap and was scrambling all week to try and make a deal and get himself back in black. After he was not able to come to an agreement with anyone, we saw something that we had never seen before in the Gridiron Gala. Kevin had bit the bullet and voluntarily took a 0 for the week. He fucking sacrificed his freedom to possibly get out of the beer bitch basement and stuck with his shitty ass squad. Bold strategy, Kevin. The big news in the NFL is Dak Prescott had suffered a compound fracture and dislocated ankle and will miss the rest of the season. Tony will have to make some moves to replace the number one scorer in the league. Dalvin Cook was knocked out of Sunday night's game with an abductor strain and is likely to miss Week 6. Corey should be fine running with his handcuff and Alexander Madison. Melvin Gordon partied a little too hard and was arrested with a DUI in Denver. Vic Fangio and the Broncos still don't know what they're going to do about the punishment. As of now, he is questionable. Kyle Allen suffered an arm injury, and Alex Smith finished the game in Washington. It was an emotional sight to see Smith get sacked about 12 times. This might be Dwayne Haskins' chance to get back into the starting role. Sammy Watkins and A.J. Green exited with hamstring injuries. Deontay Johnson has been ruled out with a back issue. Baker Mayfield is dealing with rib injuries. The x-rays have come back negative. Other notables, Chandler Jones, Kelechi Osemele, K'Wan Short, Tyler Eifert, big fucking surprise, DJ Reader, and Lane Johnson. Wednesday waivers came through, with Tony replacing Prescott with Ryan Tannehill for $2. The rest was all just defense and kickers for $1, so... Kevin has dropped Russell Gage. Areola has dropped A.J. Green, and Tony has dropped Joshua Kelly. We got a trade, and it's a big one because it brings Kevin back to life and out of the black to give himself another valid roster. Kevin gives Jason, Mark Andrews, and a 2022 third-round pick for T.J. Hawkinson and a 2022 second-round pick. I don't see this as being a desperation trade for Kevin. In fact, I say... tip of the hair to you, my friend. Now, let's get into the weekly recap. Before we get into the recap, I'd like to start a new segment where I give a shout out to all the goose eggs that were in starting lineups this week. Mo Alley Cox, Jerick McKinnon, Hayden Hurst, Deontay Johnson, not that it mattered, Zach Ertz, and Kevin. Less than 0 go to the Chiefs, Niners, and Bills defense. Negative points. Let's get into it, shall we? Match 1, Corey versus Sam. Sam's team struggled to find the end zone, and he couldn't take advantage of Corey being short his running back trio. Both tight ends were useless in this matchup, but didn't seem to slow Corey down in his monster run of putting up triple digits. Corey wins again, 102-73. As I just said, the Niners' defense is banged up, and the offense didn't help them on Sunday, but giving up 43 points to a seemingly one-dimensional Miami Dolphins team is pretty fucking crazy. Only accruing 2 sacks gave Sam a -4 in the defensive column. DK Metcalf has continued to beast this season, and he caught 6 passes for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. It seemed like he was the only one Russ was looking at on that last drive. Match 2, Tony versus Jason. This was a real squeaker all the way to the last drive on Tuesday night. Jason arguably wins if it's a closer game and they put Henry in on that last drive. Tony loses his star quarterback, but survives the week, winning 93-90. Randy Bullocks only gave Tony 3 points, but that field goal came at the end of the game with the Bengals down 27-0. Zach Taylor obviously didn't want to get shut out, and Tony only won by 3 points. Relax, he still would have won with the tiebreaker at Justin Herbert, but something worth pointing out.
Showstopper.
Mike Davis has been stellar in the place of Christian McCaffrey. He has 16 rushes for 89 yards and 9 catches for 60 yards with a touchdown, giving him his best score of the year of 20 points. Match 3, Slater versus Areola in the shootout of the week. This shootout got exciting on Sunday night as Areola had 5 players in primetime this week. Being down 15 with the Bills' D and Diggs on Tuesday made it very possible for Areola to take the W here. But with big numbers from Deshaun, Zeke, and Crowder, it was enough to hold off the champ. Slater wins a close one at 106-97. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been on and off this whole season, but going against a Raiders team who gives up big points to their running backs should have worked out better for Tishy here. 40 yards rushing and receiving on each side. It's kind of shocking that Casey didn't use him more in the passing game. He only caught 3 balls.
Showstopper.
Deshaun Watson really showed up in his first divisional game of the year and his first game without Bill O'Brien. Even with 2 picks, he throws for 359 yards and 3 touchdowns, getting Tishy 24 points. Match 4, Kevin versus Areola. Mike wins 0-92. Match 5, Nor versus Gomez. Defense wins championships, and the Niners are looking like it's the Chip Kelly days. Ugh. Gomez and his Raiders roll as Nor takes a -1 with the Chiefs' D. Nor doesn't get anyone with 20 points, and Gomez wins big here, 68-126. Starting 2 tight ends seems to be a mistake this year. We've seen it a couple times already. And Nor attempts to win with Higbee and Kittle getting the nod. They combine for only 5 points, Higbee only getting 2 catches for 12 yards.
Showstopper.
Ravens D comes through huge for G Money again. They just demolished the Bengals and would have earned a shutout if Zach Taylor had any dignity. 7 sacks, 2 fumbles, a pick, and a touchdown. Puts up a huge 31 points for Gomisha. Well, that's it for the weekly recap. Now we got a little treat for y'all. Yours truly sat down with one of your own from the Gridiron Gala. Enjoy. Hey there, Gridiron Gala. I'm here with former beer bitch, current beer bitch, and he is currently at the bottom of the standings, Kevin Wallen. Kevin, thanks for joining me.
Woo!
How you feeling today, man? What are you wearing?
I'm wearing just a shirt and some socks.
Awesome. No pants.
No pants. Ooh,
All right.
The Zoom with pants.
Hell yeah. Me neither.
Mm.
All right. So I think the obvious question, why were you willing to take the DQ, the 0 this week? Why didn't you drop anybody?
Oh, it didn't. The math didn't work out for me dropping it. I would have to drop like three players, and it still wouldn't get me in the cap. Like I would still have to pick up a defense later, a tight end later, and a kicker later. So it made no sense to do that.
I think we saw that if you would have dropped Drake and like DeAndre Swift, which I know would hurt.
No, I'm not doing that. No,
It would have hurt, but like I think you could have been in the cap there. Like,
no,
you could have had a couple bucks, like $3 or something like that.
No. There's no point in doing that. Because look, I took the gamble with that Areola would have beat me because I still wouldn't have been able to pick up a different quarterback to play against the Ravens. And then he ended up beating me, and I was hoping, because I was in talks with Jason and then Sam as well and Corey. So they're all willing to trade with me. They just wanted to see if I would take a DQ or not. And then I said, I'll fucking DQ that shit. I'm not gonna ruin everything in the season just to try, to make a game. Like, my roster would even shit the bed even more if I did all that shit.
That's true. But now you're relying on, beating somebody record-wise rather than, having some points, even though you weren't really scoring points anyway.
I don't care about beer bits, dude. Been there, done that. Throw it back to back. Let's go.
Oh, baby.
Can't top this.
All right. What was the I'm sure you were scrambling all week trying to make a trade. What do you think was the most desperate offer you threw out to somebody?
Oh man, I told what did I do, dude? I did something super desperate. I mean, I gave you a good deal, I thought.
I'm in the league. I'm just a moderator. I'm just a moderator.
Oh, okay. All right.
I wish I was in this league.
All right, Mr. Weird face mustache hair man. I don't know what to fucking call you. Fucking hosts. All right, well, Tony, the prior beer bitch, before me taking the reins.
The bronze beer bitch, yeah.
I offered him Miles Sanders for who was it? Miles Sanders, Antonio Gibson, I think it was, right? Gibson?
I think I heard something about that.
Yeah,
I think there was a second round pick involved too.
Oh yeah, and the second, and you didn't take it. I was like, good God! And then
what was he thinking?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. It would have been one hell of a deal.
Yeah, well, that sounds hard to pass up.
Mostly working with Jason. My plan kind of worked out there, hopefully.
Well, speaking of Jason, you ended up trading with him this week. I mean, you did take the 0 for this last week, but you made a deal and you're in the black now. How you feeling about that deal?
Yeah, I offered him just to take a fourth 2022 from him. I was like, just give me a 4th round pick, and he still didn't take it.
He ended up giving you a 3rd, didn't he?
He ended up giving me a 2nd,
and you gave him a 3rd.
And I gave him a 3rd because he didn't want to do it, but that's fine. I had to give him a little motivation there. But if he traded with me last week, he would have beat Tony, and he didn't, and he was scared that he would still have the following, possibly be in the beer bitch running, which he still kind of is.
Oh, he's very much in the beer bitch running. Him and Perales, and you are all tied at 1-4.
Yeah, and he would have actually won last week if he did that. It would have been an auto start for him.
Yeah,
he would have gained an extra 6 points, I believe, and would have beat Mr. Pryor Beer Bitch.
Yeah, I know he's been wanting that stack. He was the one that bid up Andrew so much at the draft, trying to get that Lamar Jackson Andrew stack.
Yeah, I still don't understand why he didn't do it prior. Like, I don't know why everyone thought I was going to DQ. I would have DQ'd my ass all the way to the end if no one did. But I know our league will do something to get an advantage still. They're still addicted to
very true.
What is going to make their team better. So
I'm glad you're not DQ'd thus far anymore, because
well, it worked out for me, dude.
I don't think it's much fun to see people have a bye.
Oh yeah, that's what it would have been. No problem.
All right. Well, speaking of the trades, do you regret the trade with Tony?
Yes, only because I didn't do my math right. Because when someone threw in DJ Moore, I was like, oh baby, and Kendra Drake, and then I thought I was still doing the math right, and then afterwards I realized I put myself in a bigger hole because I planned on just cutting Le'Veon Bell, who would give me $9, and then I would have been totally fine. I would have been under the cap, no problem. But
perfect segue. How you feeling about Le'Veon right now that he's out of New York?
Oh, fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you think he's going to get signed in the next 2 weeks?
I hope so. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, what's it going to do? He's just going to fuck up someone's backfield, and I hope he just doesn't fuck up someone on my backfield.
He ends up going to Philly or –
oh, yeah, say Arizona. Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't worry. Well, I mean, Corey thinks that he's going to go to Arizona, apparently.
I don't see why they would do that.
Yeah, neither do I.
They just gave up David Johnson. It was like the same fucking thing. Ooh, let him go to Houston?
A little bit of nip there.
No.
Oh. Speaking of nip, that's who you just gave the week to.
He won that fair and square. I don't know if you saw the final score, but it would have been 93-84.
Would have. It was 92-0, I think. All right, Kevin, I raise a glass to you. Good luck from here on out. I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for someone else to get beer bitch. I think it'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Somebody else to get beer bitch with you literally throwing 1 week away in the fucking dumpster.
I think that would be awesome. I think it'd be a standard 2020 thing to happen.
Right?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers to you. All right. Take it easy, my man.
Later.
And we'll see you on the gala.
This Sunday, the Baldwin House, if you want to get down.
There you go.
Everybody.
That's a shout out to you, Corey. Taking down the Giant this week.
Ooh, who am I playing?
You're playing Corey, man.
Oh, baby vagina.
Yeah, the basement's going up to the attic. Let's go.
Let's go. Vagina time, huh?
Uh-huh. All
Okay.
right, my man.
All right, Tom. All right, not Tony.
Thank you, Kevin, for sharing in your shitty experience. Now let's get into the upcoming matchups. Up and coming.
Matchups.
Match 1, Gomez versus Tony. The bye weeks are very evident here, as both teams' best players will have the week off. Gomez and his Melvin and the Chipmunks will go to Nike Starbucks PlayStation 4 field to take on Tony and his hunt for Rogue October. Tony will be without Herbert, Carson, or Kamara, while Gomez will miss Jacobs, Waller, and Lockett. It will be huge for Gomez if party animal Melvin Gordon can go this week. And Tony is hoping the same for Godwin. Early projections have this one at 92-96 in the favor of fun. Tony has some tough matchups up and down the lineup here, though Gomez does have a tough choice at quarterback. I think the wide receivers will be the big difference maker in this matchup. I'm going to go with Tony here. Match 2, Areola versus Slater. Mike's, it's Juju, baby. We'll head to the Mormon country to battle Slater and his Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Mike must be thrilled to have Mostert back in the lineup and can probably expect a big day from Mahomes going against a Bills secondary that Tannehill just shredded apart. Slater has plus matchups with Zeke, Monty, and Jefferson that could play huge for him. Projections got this one at 98-104 Slater. James Robinson has the juicy matchup with the Lions, though I think up and down Slater has the better looking schedule here. I'm going to be taking Slater in this one. Match 3, Corey versus Kevin. The basement heads into the attic on this one, folks. Kevin and his Mackie Mac and the Biatch. Time to change your name, I think, buddy. Are out of the red and thrown right into the fire, taking on Corey and his... Is that a chub? Nah, just my dick. Whether it's Dalvin or Madison, Corey has a juicy matchup there against the Falcons. And as of now, newly activated Chase Claypool is getting the start for the undefeated Giant. Gala has this one projected at 102-86 in the favor of Corey, though Kevin does not have a kicker yet. No DQ. Sorry. No DK. No problem for Corey. Kevin's team is still a mess, with the Jets releasing Bell and Sanders going up against a tough Baltimore defense. Pretty obvious I'm going to take Corey in this one. Match 4, Jason versus Ferralis. Jason is Kevin's Lord and Savior. Will head out to play Ferralis and his Lamb of God squad. Bobo is projecting some big points this week, and the addition of Mark Andrews should be a nice help. Morales is feeling the fury of the bye week with Russell, Keenan, and Hunter Henry unavailable. Gala projects this matchup at 117 to 87 Jason. Matt Ryan just hasn't looked the same this year, but then again, neither has Lamar. I have a feeling this one is going to be closer than the Gala thinks it will be, and the wide receiver should blow up. I'm going to be taking Jason this time. Match 5, Sam versus Nor. The Dual Threat podcast face off against each other this week, guys. Sam and his little mixy #MakeCoreyDraft again will travel to the east to take on Nor in his Fitzy first dates. Nor should have Devontae Adams back this week, and Sam might be without DJ Chark against the Lions. This game could come down to one running back having a big week against a tough defense. Early projections show this one at 96 to 98 Nor. Big Ben is known for feasting against the Browns, but Fitzmagic also has a great matchup against the Jets. Many lineup questions for both squads here make it a tough decision. I'm going to take Sam in the upset. Well, that's it for the recap, everybody. So you know what fucking time it is. It's time for the Power Rankings. It's the Weekly Power Rankings! Let's get into it now. Number 10, Kevin Wallen. DQ. Number 9, Jason Bercease. Things are quickly spiraling out of control for this former champion. Even with Derrick Henry stiff-arming his way out of quarantine wasn't enough to get a win this week. Allowing Kevin to easily dig his way out of a weekly DQ may have sealed the fate for this owner. Number 8, Sam Nix. The struggle is real for the running backless owner. Unable to take advantage of a DQ to put more distance between himself and the reigning beer bitch, this owner will be praying for some luck to stay out of last place. Number 7, Michael Morales. The planets are no longer aligned for this reigning champion. Tough matchups week in and week out have put this owner into a deep hole that will be difficult to get out of. But if anyone is able to streak their way into the playoffs, it's Morales. Number 6, Alex Slater. Big weeks from Watson and Zeke finally put this owner back on the winning side of a matchup. If CEH can live up to the capital given to acquire him, Slater might just be able to turn a corner on this young season. Number 5, Nor Sandikin. The world came crashing down in week 5 for this owner, as none of his pass catchers could muster more than 5 points. Nor has done a great job with much less throughout the start of the season, but the lack of running backs might finally catch up with him. Number 4, Alejandro Gomisha. Big weeks from Teddy, Jacobs, and the Baltimore's defense helped this owner get into the triple digits for only the second time this season. With the Titans' A.J. Brown returning, big weeks like this should continue for Gomez. Number 3, Tony Funston. A win is a win is a win. Am I right? Am I right? Except when you lose the league-leading quarterback for the season. Ouch. This consistently better than average roster will need to find another big-time playmaker outside of Kamara to push him from good to great. Number 2, Michael Areola. Did Mike play this week? Hard to tell when your opponent doesn't score a point. Doesn't score, chooses not to score. It's up to you. This strong roster gets an easy win facing the disqualified beer bitch. But Mike has to be worried about the lack of production from Juju. Let's see it moving forward. That just leaves number 1, Corey Hart. Took a big-time game-winning touchdown from his star wide receiver to keep the triple-digit streak alive for the league leader in points. The cracks are glaring on the roster with Chubb and Cook out for several weeks with injury. What happens next will be something to see. Well, that does it for this week at the gala. DQ. May all your weeks be blessed with many yards, many touchdowns, and no penalties. For the weekly Giggity, I'm starting to sweat. And I'll see you next week. Mad points if you could tell me the movie. Fuckers.